Now, let's move on and talk to you a little bit about China and Russia, because China's top diplomat Wang Yi is visiting Russia for security talks as Moscow continues seeking support for its war on Ukraine. Russian media said Mr. Wang's trip would also lay the ground for President Putin to make a landmark visit to Beijing soon. Well, Mr. Putin hasn't travelled abroad since the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for him over alleged war crimes in Ukraine. Well, let's cross live now and speak to Anastasiya Shapochkina, founder and president of the Eastern Circle's geoeconomics think tank. It's so good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us. What do you think both parties want to get out of this meeting?
Well, to understand this, we have to remember that the meeting will take place against the backdrop of two very recent meetings. One was between the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong Un, with President Putin, and the other was between Wang Yi'd and Jack Sullivan, who is the National Security Council of the U.S., a member responsible for Ukraine specifically. And the timing, right, the choice of Wang Yi's meeting with Lavrov, Russia's foreign affairs minister, at this very time, can suggest to us, based on this backdrop, a few things. First is that China has not gone as far in its support for Russia as Russia would have expected, even using North Korea as a proxy, because Kim's meeting with Putin, which everybody expected were to end in the result in North Korea weapons deliveries or contracts or commitment to Russia's war effort in Ukraine, they resulted in just the opposite. We saw instead Kim Jong Un departing with weapons from Russia, which I guess was the last result the Russians would have expected. And then the second backdrop meeting between Wang Yi and Jack Sullivan suggests to us that, and then followed and not preceded by the meeting with Lavrov, suggests to us that no matter how much China is speaking about being a partner of Russia and Russia being its partner in the new era, according to the spokesman of the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs, nevertheless, they are not ready to abandon the true great power and their true rival, which is the United States, and abandon their position as a possible mediator and maybe solution bringer of the Ukraine war conflict and Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Anastasiya, thank you very much indeed for that. I'm so sorry that we're going to have to cut in there just now and leave you with those thoughts on the Russia-China situation. Thank you very much indeed, Anastasiya, there. Of course, as always, you can get more on that meeting on